Hey y'all, it's your neighborhood Ratchet, and bitch, we still in this motherfucking heat wave in California. So if y'all can hear my fan, bear with me, y'all, because I'm not trying to faint, die, or possibly crack my head open as I faint on the floor from it being too hot up in this motherfucker. Cause I'm still trying to be cute out here in these streets. I'm not trying to be up in no wheelchair or no induced coma or none of that. So I'm gonna try to talk louder than my fan, which is very possible because I'm a very loud bitch. So, oh my gosh, I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? It's been a minute since we've been here and we've had a one-on-one conversation, bitch. So get your life. So with that being said, get your vocals ready because we about to sing, bitch. Get your life. You ready? Who that bitch? La 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 la. Who that bitch? La 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 la. Who that bitch? It's me. Hey y'all, it's your neighborhood Ratchet, and on today's video we're gonna talk about gay dating 101. Because it's real hard out here in these streets when it comes to dating, because you got all these apps, you got Tinder, Tumblr, Grindr, you got everything out here in these streets. And still 95% of the time you can't find somebody that's honest, because motherfuckers be lying about what they look like, what they smell like, everything. They just out here catfishing worse than the TV show, bitch. Get your life. So we're gonna go down the list, of things you should disclose before you meet someone. If you be 100% honest out here in these streets, just like you would want, Burger King or McDonald's to be honest with you about what they put in their food. So you gotta be that honest. Okay? You ready? Okay. So I feel like, okay, so when you go on these apps, especially when it comes to homosexual community, the LGBTQRSWART. Hopefully I'd include everybody, because he doesn't know all the pronouns of what he should call people out here in these streets. I just call you a bitch, or if you're not a bitch, I call you Mr. Bitch. Pick one, choose one, get it together. Okay, I got something sucking on hold. Okay, don't mind me. Okay, see, okay, so let's go, because I'm getting way too off track. So when you go on these apps, you gotta go in it not blind, but you have to know the expectations about going into these apps, because some of these motherfuckers turn out to be stalkers, some turn out to be older than your grandpa, some turn out to be wanting to be your sugar daddy, but then you gotta suck their dick to get $200 a month, and that's too much. So when you make these accounts, you have to make sure you put a recent picture of yourself. Make sure, if it's an app that you can put multiple pictures, bitch, put multiple. Don't just put headshots, body shots. Put everything in between. Put a picture of your face, picture of you and your whole body, different angles if it's possible, so people know what the fuck you look like 365 degrees. Get your life. So you have to make sure that you're completely honest, because half of these motherfuckers out here will put out a fucking torso of Channing Tatum, knowing damn well they haven't looked like that since 1985. Tried it. And they will have you, then when you meet them up, you be like, why do you look like the old man that lived in a shoe? And you trying to holler at me? Like, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, we should all, humble ourselves and not be, oh, I have a big pimple right there. Oh, it's not even a pimple, it's a scar. Tried it. But we should all humble ourselves and not be so into what people look like. But sometimes you want to make sure that when you take a picture with your man, that it's a cute picture that you could put out here on social media, that you could put out here, on your Twitter, Snapchat, Tumblr, your fans only account. If you into stuff like that, get your life. I'm not here to judge you. Like I said, I'm not Jesus himself, so he can't judge you. Whatever you want to do on your spare time, bitch, do you. Whatever you got to do to get you some coins out here in these streets. If you got to suck, everybody's dick and all the families out here in these streets. If you got to do that to get your money, that's you, bitch. That's your life. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not Jesus, He's not. He don't do that. But yeah, You have to make sure that you're real honest out here in the streets, because a lot of these motherfuckers tend to try your life. For example, I had this one guy a long time ago. I did a story time about him. We had video chat and everything, but he had a very old iPhone, so it was still kind of fuzzy. So when I met that boy up, I was like, in my head, I felt like I was part of Mission Impossible. Like, I'm like, what is the fastest route to a bitch to get the fuck out of here? And because people are not honest on the internet. Nobody's honest. I'm not honest on the internet. I make sure I pick the best angles and everything, so I look real skinty out here in these streets. But, still in public, I still look a little thickums. But that's okay, because, you gotta make sure you hide your double chin and hide your wings and all that, so somebody can fall in love with you in the right proper way. But there's a difference, bitch. It's still me out here in these streets. Some of these motherfuckers be pretending to be Shawn Mendes, pretending to be like fucking my baby daddy Cameron Dallas. My baby father. He just don't know it yet. And they be pretending to be all these motherfuckers, and then when they be like wanting to meet you up and blah blah blah, you be like, you done tried it, because you don't look nothing like your profile picture. And then, some of these other motherfuckers, they be using these apps to scam people. Like, they be like, send me a gift card for, $50 and, you'll be my sugar baby. Why the fuck do I need to send you a fucking gift card for $50 if you rich? The fuck? That's how the rich stay rich out here in these streets. Get your life. So you don't do that. You be like Oscar. You be like Oscar, the best dick sucker in America. I always have to mention him in at least every single one of my videos. Oscar, the best dick sucker in America. And you just suck dick. Like, I feel like if everybody would just put a dick in their mouth, the world would be a much better place. We would not be having wars. We would not be fighting over oil. We would not be fighting over who the fuck said this, who the fuck said that. If everybody would just, get hardcore gangbang every once in a while. Because I bet you money, bitch, if the first lady, whatever that bitch name is, Ivanka, whatever the fuck that bitch name is, if that bitch gave that motherfucker some head at least once a month, he'll be a nicer person. Right? Because, once you get some dick, bitch, you be willing to give away to every charity. Like, bitch, you be willing to push it in and, the deacon's box and just give away money like it's nothing. Like, bitch, you just got paid the other day when you haven't got it paid for about 2 years. Get your life. So I'm going off a subject. Like always. Oh, seed. I don't know what the fuck that was. But, yeah, like, when you do dating out here in these streets, especially when you meet somebody, you got to make sure that you send your people your location, who you meeting with, and, where you're going to be at, what you look like, what you were dressed in, so that way, just in case you end up coming missing, they know who the fuck you are. Because another thing about dating out here in these streets, bitch, you could come out missing. These motherfuckers could, knock you the fuck out. Next thing you know, you wake up in Mexico without a fucking liver. And it's a wrap for your life. What else? What else you gotta be, careful out here in these streets? You gotta be careful about who you give your address to, because you don't want no motherfucker lurking outside of your windows looking in while you finger banging yourself at night. Or while you taking a dump early in the morning. You don't want somebody watching you doing all that kind of stuff. What else? Yeah, you just gotta be real careful out here in these streets. I'm your neighborhood ratchet, and I want you to just be careful. Like, if you end up going to federal prison because one of these motherfuckers tried your life, then that's not my fault. I'm just out here trying to tell you to be safe. Don't kill nobody. Don't shoot nobody. Don't call me from federal prison, because he is not going to put money on your books, because he barely has enough money for himself. But, bitch, I'm over here feeling like Beyonce herself with this fucking fan hitting me directly. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, bitch, I'm just all over the place. But yeah, you just have to be real careful out here because, you know, these apps and, you know, there's honestly no safe way to meet people out here in these streets. You can't even go to church and meet somebody because next thing you know, he a psycho killer and you end up, you know, tied up to somebody's bed with a corpse right next to you like Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. That's only a scene for Oscar's Love Life. But you know, you just gotta be real careful. Make sure that you are very smart when you use these apps. Make sure that, you know, you ask a lot of questions. Make sure that you ask for their Snapchat. If they have an iPhone, make sure you FaceTime. If they have anything that you could use where you could see that person one-on-one before you meet them, or if you do meet them, make sure you meet them in a very public place, bitch, because just in case you gotta run, you can dip out in the best way possible instead of just going to somebody's house. Don't ever. This is like the first thing about dating on the internet, regardless of what the fuck you like. Don't ever go to nobody's house on the first date. Make sure you meet at the mall, the movie theater, an open park that you know is always packed. Make sure you go to places like that. Make sure you're not out here in these streets, you know, knocking on the door and next thing you know there's a bitch behind you and you get clapped on the back of your head and next thing you know you in the dungeon. I'm just your neighborhood ratchet and I'm out here trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do because next thing you know you're going to be on the movie of Lifetime. And don't nobody got time for all that. But yeah, this is your neighborhood ratchet and I missed you guys so much. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way you guys are notified every time he posts a video and you know you sit on the edge of your seat and eat your popcorn and let's talk shit together. Why not? But like I said, y'all, I was here to give y'all advice about dating and these dating apps because motherfuckers be really trying your life out here in these streets. So like I always say, spread love, not hate. Bye.